All right, let's jump right in. There's a huge global report that just came out, and we're going to cut through all the noise to figure out what it really means for the business community in South America.
So, just so you know where we're coming from, everything we're about to talk about is based on the 21st edition of the World Economic Forum's Global Risks Report. Our goal here is pretty simple: translate its big global findings into a practical, no-nonsense briefing for South American business leaders.
Now, this report, it really doesn't pull any punches. The picture it paints is of a world kind of teetering on the edge, facing a whole bunch of dangers all at once. So let's set that global stage. That phrase right there, age of competition, that's the key. And we're not just talking about companies competing for market share. No, the report is arguing we're heading into a whole new era where global cooperation is kind of falling apart and the stability we've taken for granted is really at risk.
And listen, this isn't just a vague feeling. It's backed by some pretty serious data. A full 50%, half, of the 1,300 global experts they surveyed expect the next 2 years to be turbulent or even stormy. Wow. I mean, that is a really pessimistic outlook. So what's driving all this negativity? What's the storm that everyone sees brewing on the horizon? Let's get into the specific risks that have these experts so concerned. Okay, so take a look at this. This is the top 10 list for the next 2 years. What's so striking to me is the mix. You've got these huge geopolitical threats, like state-on-state confrontation, right alongside deep societal problems like polarization and tech dangers like misinformation. They're all battling for the top spots. It's a lot. But you have to see what's at number 1. Geoeconomic confrontation. And get this, it jumped 8 spots from just last year. That is a massive leap. And it tells you there's been a profound shift in what's keeping global leaders up at night. And just so we're all on the same page, this isn't your standard economics class. This is about economies being used as weapons. We're talking about countries using trade, finance, and technology not just to grow, but to exert power and achieve political aims. It's a whole new ballgame. Okay, so that's the big, stormy, global picture. But how does that actually translate to the day-to-day reality for a business in, say, Bogotá or Sao Paulo? Let's bring these risks home. This is the million-dollar question, right? And thankfully, the report actually asks it, giving us a direct window into what's really on the minds of regional leaders. And the answers, well, they're pretty revealing. You can see that across the continent, business leaders seem less worried about those distant geopolitical chess matches and much more focused on instability right in their own backyards. Things like failing public services, the risk of a downturn, crime. That's what really dominates the landscape. And check this out. The report specifically calls out the region here. Societal polarization, which we saw was a top global risk, is flagged as being especially acute in Latin America. That makes it a critical threat to social stability and, of course, the entire business environment. Okay, so this is where it all comes together. We can now draw a straight line from those huge global pressures we talked about to the very specific local concerns we just saw on that list. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, that global geoeconomic confrontation directly feeds the regional fear of an economic downturn. Why? Because it messes with trade, it messes with investment, it messes with the supply chains business depend on. And at the exact same time, those global trends of polarization and inequality, they just pour gasoline on the local frustrations over things like failing services and a lack of opportunity. You can see how they're connected. A visual like this really brings it home, doesn't it? Every single one of those containers is a link in a global supply chain. When the world starts to fragment and break apart, those chains get weaker or they snap completely. For a business in South America, that means higher costs, way more uncertainty, and just a much, much tougher world to operate in. So, given this really challenging landscape, what's the path forward? What does the report suggest we do? How do we navigate this new so-called age of competition? What's interesting is that even in a world that's getting more competitive, the report's main message is that going it alone is not an option. The only real way to build resilience is through cooperation. It calls for leaders to actively work on rebuilding trust, to get creative and find new ways to work together, and to never, ever lose sight of those massive shared challenges, like climate change, that honestly affect every single one of us. And that brings us to our final thought. The report does a fantastic job of laying out all the risks in pretty stark detail. But, every risk also creates an opening. As all these old alliances start to shift and global supply chains get redrawn, you have to ask, what new roles, What new markets and what new advantages could emerge for agile and smart businesses in South America? That right there is the big strategic question to think about.